It's infuriating listening to that guy. Absolutely maddening.
Yeah, I mean, it is, and you expect nothing less from this guy. I mean, remember, this is the mayor, Jacob Frey, who wept at the golden casket of George Floyd back in 2020. So this guy is just a completely pathetic piece of garbage. But you're exactly right that it's way past time that we start being honest about all this, and that includes the fact that trans violence is not an aberration. You know, if it's now that, of course, the media plays this game all the time where they want us to deny the reality that's in front of our face. And when it comes to transgenderism in particular, that's of course been the game for a long time. But it certainly seems as though very often these days when there's a mass shooting, and then we find out a little bit more about the killer, we find out that, oh, they got the she/her pronouns, they, them, non-binary, trans. It certainly seems like that is a big part of the story very often, and it is, and that's what the stats bear out. And also keep something else in mind, that there's no official database of trans violence that any government entity keeps. Probably there should be now. Probably we need that database, but there isn't one, which only means that, like, we only find out about the trans connection to violence when it's one of these big, huge mass shootings that the media has to talk about because they have no choice because of the bloodshed. But there are many other cases of violence, assaults, these sorts of things where maybe nobody is killed. It's not really reported, certainly not on the national scale. And so how often is there a trans connection there? We don't know exactly. Mm-hmm. But my only point is that I think the problem is even worse than any of us realize.
Makes perfect sense, because you look at what's happening today in the media, and the New York Times does a whole article about the shooter, and the only mention of the gender identity is in the context of pointing out conservatives are attacking it, not even considered as something we should be looking at and trying to figure out what was wrong with this shooter's head. CNN, an article entitled "How the Absolutely Incomprehensible Shooting Unfolded" by Chelsea Bailey, makes no mention of the shooter's gender identity. USA Today doesn't mention the shooter's gender identity at all. Hat tip to Tom Bevan of Real Clear Politics for pointing these out on X today. They're completely whitewashing it like it's a non-factor.